Yeah, so my name is Ben Peterson. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Purple Elephant Ventures. Most founders don't understand that they have to spend well over 50% of their time raising money. Being able to operate a business and raise money are two totally different skill sets. And unfortunately, successful founders have to manage both. And doing both is a big and complicated job. And I think, unfortunately, in my experience, most founders really just want to run their business, which is an understandable instinct. But when they get into the trenches of raising money, they realize they have a lot to learn and a lot of extra time that they need to dedicate to fundraising. Each business model is different. Some business models lend themselves better to raising venture capital, others lend themselves better to raising debt, others lend themselves to raising no money whatsoever. The trick is to truly understand the type of business model you are building and to, as quickly as possible, identify the types of investors or not that match your business model. What I see, unfortunately, too much is entrepreneurs who think they have a venture backable business model, but it's really just an SME. Or someone with, the other way around as well can happen often. So you really just have to understand your model, understand what investors are the right fit and focus on those different types of investors. Or again, not if you have a more traditional business that isn't going to be investable for a while. The first major factor is the team. Is the team actually the right team to grow a business into that opportunity? And many people, especially founders, think that they're the right person, but investors have a different lens, and you have to really figure out what investors are looking for and if you are the right person to actually run that business. The second element is the market sizing. So you have to build a business into a big market opportunity to be interesting for most investors. And I think often entrepreneurs will overestimate the potential, like the TAM of their business, because they're by nature optimistic people, whereas investors will really dig in to truly understand what's the available market size for your business. So if you can get those two elements right, you're off to at least a good start in your fundraising journey. I think the best time to fundraise is often at the idea stage, when you can find angel investors, friends, family members, whoever you know that can throw in a few dollars to get the engine started. Oftentimes, if you try to have initial revenue and that revenue traction isn't very good because you're a very small business, it makes it even harder to go raise money. So I would say raise as much money as you can, like at the idea stage, that will give you the runway and the firepower required to actually get enough real metrics going for your business to go out and raise a proper institutional round. So I am a big believer that the relationship between investors and entrepreneurs need to be extremely tight. Investors need to be, after they make an investment, they need to believe that they're sitting on the same side of the table as the entrepreneur. And the entrepreneur also needs to have the comfort that their investors are going to go to the wall for them and are going to support that business and love that business in the same way that they do. And so there has to be a really strong relationship between the investors and the entrepreneurs, and vice versa, in order for the relationship to work. I think one of the big challenges in that relationship is that there's a natural tendency on both sides to focus on the potential conflict in that relationship rather than the potential synergies in that relationship.